Yo, we are back. Episode 10 of OBB.
Yes, sir.
Before we start the 10th episode, thank you to everybody who actually watched it. We
Appreciate that.
We do it for it's cool to actually see how many people actually responded positively to our stuff. But I'm back. I was gone yesterday. Shout out to Anthony Riley for subbing in for me and holding it down. But we got another one with us, man.
I'm here, man.
We got Zach Hornowski out
building.
here. Zach Hornowski out here.
Yes, sir.
He's lucky. He has to do a high school project, so we got him. Shout out Donahue, too.
Shout out Mr. Donahue. Shout out Mr. Donahue.
All right, of course, we got my boy Joe.
Boo.
All right, Khalil, so we're going to get straight into it.
Let's
So
go.
we will talk about how the Nets destroyed Milwaukee yesterday.
BK, man. Nets world.
Zach's a Nets fan, by the
Nets
way.
world.
He consistent, though, for years.
Yeah, not a bandwagon, not a
For
bandwagon.
years, he was a Nets fan. For years.
He doesn't
So,
deserve
Joe,
applause, though.
your
Don't do
takeaways.
that.
Well, actually, we'll start with Zach.
Yeah, go ahead.
Zach, what are your takeaways from the first game, bro?
The second game. Or
Well,
No, second game.
Well, first of all, the Nets were sharing the ball. Shannon, unbelievable. I couldn't
Shannon
believe
did
what
play
he was.
good last night.
Unbelievable. He had 2 threes in a row. And what actually stand out to me, the third team. The third team came in, played really good. Shout out to Reggie Perry, man.
Reggie Perry.
He had 2 threes and a layup, man.
So
man.
I'll just say a few takeaways for myself. The biggest takeaway for me, I'm not going to go KD or Kyrie, Blake Griffin, defending Giannis.
Yeah.
He made it look pretty easy. And he's 7 points last night. 7 points is good for Brooklyn. Anywhere they could find extra points besides Kyrie and KD right now with Harden out. And the first game, 18 and 14 rebounds. So, Blake Griffin's putting up really good numbers and
And the
defense for
dunks,
them.
the
And
highlights,
he's
the power.
and he's looking like
He's
Blake
looking like
Griffin
old
from
Blake,
LA.
man.
So, if he plays like that, Nets in 4, that's
I have
it.
a couple of takeaways from this. I said, first off, what Milwaukee did yesterday was embarrassing.
Really?
Like,
Yeah, man.
there's no way you should lose by 50.
And it's
or be
funny to think
down
about
by
because they did
50.
that to Miami in the first round.
Yeah, there's no way you should be down by 50 and you're an actual title contending playoff team. No matter who you play. No matter who you play, like
It is, to be honest.
that's embarrassing. Why did they start off in a zone?
I don't know.
Like,
You
do
got
they
the
not
reigning
know-
defensive
do they
player
not
of the
know
year.
who's
He's
on
gonna
the
start
court?
zone.
Like, do they not know who? Do they not know who Kevin Durant and
Kyrie's one of the
Kyrie
best
Irving
shooting
are?
point
They're just
guards in the
gonna play
league.
the
Kyrie,
ball
I mean,
around,
if
just
they're
move
gonna
around.
play zone, Kevin Durant is gonna live in the mid range.
Yeah,
It's a
easy.
free throw.
That's
It's a
all
free
day.
throw. Another thing, Kevin Durant to me right now is the best player in the world.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that.
Best
100%.
player in the world.
Nobody can guard him.
And what this highlighted, I always felt this way, but what this highlighted for me was that Giannis is not a top 5 player.
Not with them free throws.
If I was just gonna quickly
18 points? Hell no.
just to agree and just like if we were gonna quickly get into that really fast, KD, Harden, Steph, Kawhi, LeBron, Giannis is not there, and Luka 6. Giannis ain't even top 6 for me.
I go Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, James Harden, Kawhi, LeBron.
So you just
I
fought
switched
Harden
to
and
2
Curry.
and 3, and then I would have Luka 6, Giannis 7.
I'll go with everything, but I'll switch. It's between Jokic and Luka Doncic for me.
I should shout out Jokic. I have Jokic over Giannis.
I have because LeBron
and
was.
Embiid over Giannis too.
Yeah.
I might have
Giannis
Jokic.
is 9. Giannis is
Yeah.
actually probably 9 or 10.
Yeah.
You can make arguments for a lot of other guys
You
too,
can.
but
You
Yeah.
can.
oh no, he's definitely not.
You're
He's definitely not that level.
I have all your top 4, but instead of LeBron, because what I saw in the playoffs was not LeBron James.
Yeah.
He was not a Lebanon. So I'm gonna put Luka Doncic.
Luka
number 5.
Doncic, yeah,
Luka
I
Doncic.
mean, I could definitely see.
I
that.
would say Donovan Mitchell over LeBron right now, bro.
Nah,
I'm serious.
I'm
serious.
I'm not gonna
LeBron didn't.
I mean, the
bro,
way people are playing, yeah, but
Donovan Mitchell.
I'm still gonna respect LeBron.
Yeah,
You know,
still taking
Right
LeBron.
now, if we're talking about playing wise, I'm taking Donovan Mitchell.
I mean, you definitely
he
can
comes
make an
back from an
argument.
injury. Cooks. Come on, bro. LeBron. I can't see the. All right, I can't see the. One special highlight of the game. I can't see the rim hits it. Like, bro, it should be a layup.
No, I'm not gonna go that crazy and say Donovan Mitchell.
No, I won't either.
Donovan Mitchell's probably number 12.
12?
13, 14, around that.
He's around there. He's definitely one of the
Well,
best
if you're
players in the
talking
league.
about all around or just the playoffs right now.
We're talking about all your top 5 players in the league.
Oh, in the league?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't put LeBron. I'll put Luka Doncic number 5.
Definitely can make the argument.
You
I
can.
definitely put Luka Doncic.
The way they're playing. But back to Brooklyn, there's probably not going to be a lot for me to say right here. I mean,
You see how easy they won that game by?
all right, so what I said yesterday on the show was
Very easy.
I said the only way that Milwaukee would win, and I actually took Milwaukee to win yesterday, which, you know, of course that happened.
Ooh.
But I said the only way they will win is if they start fast and get really big not even really big, solid numbers from Middleton
He didn't.
and Holiday.
He's
And
been
Middleton,
horrible this
first
series.
game 6
so
of
far.
23, and yesterday he botched it again, and Giannis didn't help either.
I didn't even
So-
realize Drew Holiday was
Giannis, Giannis, what the hell? 18 points?
carrying. Like, come on, bro.
18 points against Blake
How many
Griffin?
free throws did he miss? Like 6? He almost airballed twice in
Yeah,
a row.
he
went
almost
2
hit
for
one
8.
twice in a row.
He
His
went
first
2
two.
for 8. Like,
Trash.
come on.
Very bad.
Like,
very
what
bad.
is that?
Trash.
Like,
I don't
even
know.
if you're not shooting your free throws well,
Garbage.
what?
You want to make some quick predictions for the rest of the series? Because I
Nets in
kind of
5.
honestly
Nets in 5.
Nets in 5.
Sweet.
Yeah, sweep.
Nets in 5. I'm still gonna give them one
Sweet.
game.
As much as I'd like to give
I
them
want to
one
give them a
game,
game just because Boston got a game, and I'll just.
Giannis needs to have
maybe-
50, bro.
and,
Giannis needs to have, like,
Chris
Jason
Middleton.
Chris Middleton,
He's
bro.
playing bad. He played bad in both games. Drew Holiday wasn't himself in both games. Forbes, after I gave him so much respect,
Brooke
he
Lopez
hasn't
is
showed up.
washed.
Brooke Lopez
Washed.
They should be using their size a lot more, and it's not
they
happening.
actually put KD on Lopez.
Yeah, like
Because
that
Lopez
can't
is just
happen.
staying
Like,
on the
why-
perimeter.
Yeah, so I mean, he's basically
So
if he's not hitting threes, he's not doing anything for you.
I'd also say if this series ends in 4 or 5, then the head coach Budenholzer is gone too. I would
He
say.
has to be.
Bye.
He has to be.
And I don't think he has
Because
to
it's
be. I
been the
think he's a
same
solid
story.
coach.
It's been the same story for the past 3 years since he's been there.
I don't think you can blame that on him.
I think you can. You're not
No.
putting Giannis in positions to succeed.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Giannis just isn't gifted enough to succeed. They even gave him an extra player this year in Drew Holiday, who was
No,
one of the-
no. You
one
can
of
have the
the
players,
most
but what
underrated
you
player
do
in
with,
the
but
league.
what a coach actually does with the players matter. And
probably Giannis. I mean, he
Giannis-
gave Giannis 2 MVPs
I mean-
in a row.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything to me.
I mean, he's putting Giannis in places
No,
to succeed. That's what that
but
means
he
to
should
me.
know playoffs is different.
Yeah.
He's putting in regular season. Yeah,
Bro,
most of these guys look amazing. in
If
the
you're
regular
not
season.
as skilled as the other guys in the league, the top guys in the league, you're not going to win.
Giannis
around-
for this
If you're the best
specific,
player on that team.
Giannis for specifically this series should not have to use that much skill to be dominant. They're all smaller than he is,
Yeah, and he's
and it's
I
just,
don't
I don't
know,
just
know, bro.
that's
They
not-
literally
that's
should
not-
just
maybe
clear it
he's
out.
scared to go.
Just clear
No,
it
that's
out.
their problem
Just
in the
clear
first
it
place.
out.
Just giving the ball to Giannis
can't
and
even
running in
feed
a
him the
straight
ball.
line to go to the basket.
can't
That's
drive
not
all
only
the way
worked
to
for
the
so
hoop.
many times.
He can't go to the
else can
hoop
he do?
24/7.
But I mean, it's not even like he's a
He can't
good
post
free throw
fade. He
shooter.
can't pull up. He can't go like.
Yeah, so you
That's
have to
Make him
you
go
have
to
to
the
have him
paint.
off the ball more. Make him make him actually play like a back
Exactly.
like
Yeah, off
Get-
the ball, but then the
let
only
him
way
get
he's going to
deep.
score is cut because he's not. I mean, off the ball, you're not going to be able to.
yeah.
swing
But
to
I
him.
mean, they have him. They have to do something.
They make him clear out. Just make him
This-
clear out. Go to the
But
paint.
they,
Round the box.
I mean, that in
bro.
fairness, that organization has had put the right pieces around him.
they have.
It's 50-50. It's 50 on the coach, 50
But
on
the
the
coach
It's
player.
will
on
be
coach.
gone if they get
It's on
swept in
coach, bro.
5.
It's so
because
easy.
It's 50% on the
organizations
coach,
tend to do that.
50% on Giannis because I mean I think another reason why the lack of aggressiveness sometimes is because he can't shoot free throws. Like that's
No, you can't shoot.
that's a
free throws.
huge thing on your back to
Even
where
his brother can shoot a free throw.
like Chris Middleton usually takes the games over for them in the fourth quarter.
he's
And I don't have a
terrible.
problem.
Not
I don't
last
have a
night.
problem with that per se because a lot of the great bigs have had guards who take over games. That's
Yeah.
not the issue. But the issue is like just how you look. It doesn't even like if you know Chris Middleton's going to be your go-to guy, there's no reason why you should be on the perimeter. You should be crashing.
Oh, that team's all over the place.
So I mean, they just
I'll take Nets in 5 just because I'm gonna give the Bucks
I'm gonna give the Bucks a game.
benefit of the doubt.
I think they'll
to take
split
one
in
game.
Milwaukee.
That's what I'm thinking. I hope they could take Game 3 just to make the series a little bit more interesting. But so you're got Nets in 4.
Yeah.
All right,
Like,
so
they're
we'll just-
beating them without James Harden, bro.
No, yeah, that-
James
that's
Harden is more so like of a luxury. You
Yeah.
guys had a chance.
I don't know
without
if you've
him.
seen
Oh
like
my
their defensive
gosh.
efficiency when he's playing and when he's not.
It's probably high.
Yo, it's
When
insane.
Harden's on their court, their defense is even like way better.
They're better
than what
because I
he
mean
does.
James Harden gets a lot of shit for not playing defense,
Exactly.
but
He's a good
like
defender.
he low key is one of
Yes,
he's
bro.
low key. Just that one specific year, he wasn't trying to.
He just didn't
even-
feel like it.
He was like allergic to defense that one specific year. But since then, he's led the league in deflections, steals, all that.
And he's great in the post too.
And he's a good post defender. So when they do go small, he could hold his. He has enough bricks in his back pocket.
He's a big guy, so.
So I mean, that's
big
huge.
ass shoulders.
That's huge.
Big ass
All right,
shoulders.
so we'll move on because I mean that series, as of right now, is a wash to me personally.
It
and
is.
You guys
It's
also.
over.
So
It's over.
last night, huge game 1 win for Phoenix against Denver. I expected Phoenix to win last night just because like I think Denver with the matchups needed a feel out game and then they have to make adjustments, but they have to make adjustments to win game 2. That's on the coach.
And they have to play defense.
So I'm not gonna say this series is
It's not
crazy.
over.
in
It's not.
favor.
I wouldn't.
not over.
All right. I
It's
wouldn't.
not
Like
over.
I was joking earlier, but I wouldn't say this series is over. But that first game only just made my confidence a lot higher. In my
What I
opinion.
will say was if you're a Nuggets fan, it was bad to see that Ayton put up the 20 and 10 and Jokic didn't play great, and then Phoenix had 3 other guys plus Ayton with over 20 points.
Yeah, and 4 of their 5 starters had 20 points, and Jay Crowder, who didn't get 20
Jay
points.
Crowder, man.
Jay Crowder, who didn't get 20, had 14.
Yeah.
So you still got production from that spot. But Jokic, I'm not going to put too much on him struggling today because it was just whatever. It was probably just a game. But if
He's
that's
not ready for an Aiden. He's
but if-
not ready.
But if that's what Phoenix is banking on, just they should turn him into more of a scorer and take away everybody else.
What are your takeaways from last night?
Listen, Michael Porter Jr. played a decent game, or probably a pretty good game.
I think he just needs to be more
He
aggressive.
needs to be more aggressive and go into the paint more. How much did he have last night?
He probably had.
I'll stat check it. Just keep going. More
Right.
takeaways.
All I know, I don't think Denver's gonna win, honestly, because you have Jamal Murray that has the ACL injury,
That's big. I wish he was playing in that
and
series.
I forgot the name of the white guard. What was his name?
Compazzo.
Campazzo. Campazzo is not it. Don't even jack him.
Porter
He's
at
not
15
good.
on
15?
on 46%, which isn't bad, but they need more from him.
He needs to score more. They're not gonna win no games if Michael Porter Jr. is scoring 15. Bol is trash. He sucks. 7'7" wingspan, 7'7" height. Don't care. Jokic, it's basically gonna get double teamed. He's tired. Listen, Campazzo is their main guy right now. Come on, that's a joke, bro. Like
I think he's a defensive liability.
he is the defense.
That's what he's there for too. Defense and shooting, and he got torched.
He got
Campazzo, no, I mean,
Burnt.
he makes plays.
He
but
got
I'll give him
burnt.
that.
Woo. But yeah, I mean, if you're Phoenix, I would try to make Jokic average 50 because that's not. He's
Exactly.
not. Although he could do it, he's not comfortable doing that.
Bro, they're putting
It's
too
all
much
about
pressure.
when you're playing against a great player like Jokic, who's probably the MVP. Oh, well, not probably. He is the
Yeah,
MVP.
he
and
can
should
be,
be the
yeah.
MVP.
We'll say most likely.
You kind of have to make things because you're not going to stop him. You just want to make him uncomfortable.
Well, the big
the
stat
last-
last night was the he only had 3 assists.
Yeah, so
And
that's
he's
what
an assist machine. So
that's
that 3
what they should
assists.
look for. That's what they should look to do.
I
Because I mean, even if it's like Jokic had 22 on 23 shots, if you could get between that, he's probably not going to. That's a good ratio to be in.
Yeah.
And even if he scores more points, if he scores 30, you want him to take 28 shots. Like
Mhm.
you want him around that range, and that's how they could ultimately beat that. But I don't think he'll struggle again like this. Because his percentages turned out to be okay.
Yeah.
But it's just the amount of shots he's shooting.
just-
He's not comfortable.
It wasn't his game last night. Like when he looks really good, he controls pretty much the whole pace of the game. And last night was Phoenix.
That's what I was saying. Chris Paul dominated this game from start to finish.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
dominated.
like Phoenix as a team
He
played
dominated.
really
He
well. Because Chris Paul turned up in the fourth. He had 14.
but just his control, like dominancy.
Team, he has
When
the
you're
team
dominant,
general,
I mean,
bro.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's more. in
He's the
terms of-
general of the team.
Yeah,
bro.
that goes miles because I think he's just dominant just in his presence of being out there.
well, he's
Like he could act like I'm pretty sure he didn't even average double digits against the Lakers, and they washed them. Granted, the Lakers didn't give effort,
yeah.
but Chris Paul was the catalyst for that.
The issue with Denver is they're putting Campazzo and Monte on Chris Paul, and I mean
And I think
that's their only choice.
They need to
That has
change
to
They
that.
can't put Aaron Gordon on him. They can't put Austin Rivers on.
What was
I think-
where was Aaron
I
Gordon,
mean, Chris
bro?
Paul. I
Where
mean,
was Aaron
So
Gordon
Aaron Gordon
last night?
at the end of the game kind of started playing good, and I think they're going to go to him a little bit more in the next game.
but I wouldn't mind
Yeah,
Aaron
that's why
Gordon.
they're
I wouldn't
good,
mind Aaron Gordon on Devin Booker.
Oh yeah, I remember I said that like a week ago before the series started.
No, I wouldn't mind that because Jay Crowder, he's you know what he's looking to do.
Shoot.
3 and D.
So Austin Rivers is a solid 6'6". Jay Crowder's 6'8", 6'9", maybe.
I just don't know
And all
if
he
he
does is
I don't
shoot
know if
three.
he could. I mean, he'll
But
play
I
better
think
against the post.
I think it's a better option.
They got to make
Because I
adjustments on
mean,
defense.
Denver. I mean, if the Sun. I wouldn't be surprised if the Suns 1-4 or 5 because of that.
with Campazzo and
If
Monte
you put Jokic, not even the fact that Campazzo's out there, it's just the fact that if you
on
put
defense.
in a high pick and roll or just a pick and roll in general, Jokic cannot
Defend that.
defend that. And Ayton shoots like 100%.
They should be able to slide over and help on that pass to the paint. I don't know where.
Yeah,
there
but
was no defense there.
but DeAndre Ayton's 7'1", muscular guy. So
Plus Chris Paul's beautiful passing.
and Chris Paul doesn't
Lobster
throw any
passes.
turnovers.
But
So
Denver has two
that's-
6'8", 6'9" wings. That
Yeah,
should
but
be able
Chris
to
They're
Paul
not
does
ready.
not throw
slide in.
Yeah,
turnovers.
he doesn't throw.
DeAndre Ayton's athletic and 7'1". So
And young.
and
And young.
Just rotate on
And,
defense. It's not as
he could
easy.
rotate,
It's not
but he
as easy,
shoots. But he shoots like 90% in the paint. So you could get there and rotate.
He'll rotate before he gets the ball.
So
and then
but
make
Chris
them
Paul,
hit three.
but Chris Paul will see that and he'll just shoot
And
over Jokic.
No, he'll
He's-
kick it to
that's
the
a
corner
bucket.
and then he'll make
And
them
that's
hit
and
three.
then
That's
we'll
too
kick it to
easy.
the corner to a
It's
guy
too
like
easy.
Bridges who shoots 45% from three.
And I mean, Denver,
So
Denver's
that's-
all over the place with their defense.
I don't think the Sun. I don't think Phoenix has a. Well, excuse me. I don't think Denver has a chance of winning the series.
I think Denver has a chance just because of their offense. They still have a good offense. They just have to get it clicking like through Jokic and
And Michael
PJ has
Porter
to go.
Jr.
They have
to
a
the
great.
damn
They have a
rim.
great offense, but you can make them uncomfortable.
Like every
They-
time
yeah,
Porter
it's
got the
easily
ball
they get
last
them out of
night,
control,
it's
bro.
he
easy to
rushed
get
a 3-point shot.
for
or a
Phoenix.
pull-
It looks
a
because
pull-up
Phoenix
jumper.
because Phoenix plays defense.
Yeah.
No,
So
they are a good defensive team.
Phoenix plays defense. So will they stop Jokic? Probably not.
Probably.
Definitely not.
It's not about stopping him.
It's
though.
not. It is. It's about stopping him because he's the only reason why they're there right now.
I think it's about stopping
You
his
stop-
playmaking and
No,
just let him
yeah,
score.
if you stop everybody else and force him to take a lot of shots, you're going to win the series because Jokic is comfortable with the 18 to 24 range, 22 range in field goal attempts.
Mhm.
But you let him get to 29, 30, and make him do that for 3 straight games. I would like my chances in a sweep or 5. But he is the MVP of the league, so I will still say 6. I will still say
Your
6.
prediction?
To be honest, I have two things actually. If Michael Porter Jr. gets 30, even 25, there will be a game 6.
Yeah, I
There
like
will be a game
25.
6.
25.
25 to 30 every night. Denver has a chance, but Phoenix is still gonna win game 6, game 5. If Michael Porter doesn't do it, scores 15 like that again, definitely not. They're gonna get swept because Michael Porter Jr. needs to do something, bro. Honestly.
He has to score. He has to be 20 to 25 points per game just for them to have a chance.
I think this.
He needs to be aggressive. Like
I'm still gonna hold my prediction just because I said it earlier last night. I mean, they just got to make adjustments on defense, and then we'll see how they play in game 2. But I'm just gonna keep Nuggets in 7 because I think game 1's a feel out process.
Oh, I don't.
Even in a game
I don't know,
7,
man.
give me Chris Paul.
I don't know about that, man.
I mean, even in a game 7 situation, I will still love my
I
chance.
don't even
with
think
Chris
they have the
Paul.
right facilities for that, man.
They don't have the facilities.
They don't
for
have.
that
They
big
don't have
man.
Jamal. They don't have Jamal Murray.
I wish I had Jamal.
Oh no, if they had Jamal Murray,
If they had
definitely go to game
Jamal,
7.
they would lose in 7.
They'll go to game 7. It'll be a
Denver
good.
would
It'll be a
lose
good
in
game if they have Jamal Murray.
I just could see the Nuggets in 7. I'm gonna hold that for right now.
I can't see.
Now
that.
we'll
But
compile.
if they don't make those adjustments,
they
they don't have to start Campazzo though.
But he has to play.
But who would you put?
He has to play.
Who would I put?
Does
Does he have to?
Yeah, who's your backup point guard? You
Monte.
can't play Mont. You can't. Yeah, so he's going to
No.
come in and start.
Come in and start, and then he could sit. And they have the bigger shooting guard Harrison off the bench, and then they have the guy.
I would like
For
Campazzo
length.
over Harrison.
No, I need some
Yeah.
length. I need some length because Chris
Campazzo
Paul with small
actually-
guards is gonna dice up
Campazzo plays hard and he plays great and he did have a solid game.
Nuggets
yesterday.
in 7 for now.
I'm not. Yeah, good luck with that shit.
All right, so we're talking about you guys. You like Chris Paul. You like Chris Paul as a dominant floor general. We'll start with Zach because he has a pretty interesting take on this. So if Phoenix continues and they beat, let's say, Brooklyn in the finals, Chris Paul gets his first ring, which is a big ring. Where would you rank him on like the all-time point guards list?
Seven. I'll name
With the ring.
With the ring. Right now, I would say 8th or 9th probably right now for me.
Mm-hmm.
But if he definitely gets a ring, I would definitely say 7, 100%.
I got him a little higher if he gets the ring. If he doesn't get the ring, I would put him maybe at 5.
Top 5?
But
Top 5.
Easily.
well, I mean, I don't see him slow. Like he's not really slowing down yet. Now he's just being a real point guard. Like he doesn't have to score 28 anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to like,
I don't know, man.
just to rank some names off right now: Magic, Steph. Then I would probably.
You gotta put Isaiah Thomas.
You have to.
I'd probably put Isaiah Thomas, then Chris Paul,
I don't know.
and then maybe Stockton.
I'll have
Westbrook.
Stockton over him.
I agree with Stockton at 5. My list
Nah.
is the same as Joe's. I have Magic first because he's just the GOAT in terms of like that specific.
For now, if Curry gets another ring,
that
it could
specific
change.
status, but I don't think he will win another ring unless he goes elsewhere.
Yeah.
But I can't see that
I don't
happening.
know.
So,
I mean,
I mean,
Clay's coming back. Maybe they pick up.
yeah, but
Paul
teams
George
are just
as well.
better. I mean, the Nets will be
Kawhi.
around, so I don't think they'll win another ring.
All right, so you got.
But I mean, I got Magic, I got Steph, 3 rings, best shooter of all time, and Isaiah Thomas to me is the 3rd best point guard of all time because if you really look at what he did in that era, he probably had the toughest road to a championship anybody has ever had. I mean, he had to play Boston for 3 straight years with Larry Bird, Kevin McHale.
I'm not going to argue.
Robert Parrish.
I'm not going to argue because I have him 3rd as well.
Robert Parrish.
I'm just not going to give him. I'll put him 3, but I'm not going to give him all the credit just because.
No, I
don't
will.
like him.
I will because what he did, yeah, it was. I mean, I guess walking off the court that was wrong to do. You should.
Oh no, I'm not even going to bring up.
You
this
should have
one.
shook the
He's
hand.
just a complete asshole to begin with, but I mean, as an NBA player, he's the 3rd best point guard.
You should have shook hands, but I'm just gonna say what he did. He beat Larry Bird's Boston Celtics to make it to the finals. Had the Lakers down 3-2. Hurt his ankle.
And still played on it.
Gave the Lakers 25 in the quarter, but got cheated by a late foul call, which wasn't a foul, and that cost them a championship for that year. And then the next year they come back and they sweep the Lakers. And now talking about the year before, the Lakers were on. James Worthy was on record saying they were better than us that year. We had to figure, but the injury helped them out. Well, got propelled, and even the late call, which wasn't a foul for that time, for that specific time and era.
Just more specific, you're
That wasn't
talking
a
about
foul.
the Kareem foul.
Kareem Skyhook foul. I mean, for that era, that wasn't a foul. For now, probably it would have been. But for that specific 80s era, that was not a foul. They got cheated with that one. 89, they come back. They sweep the Lakers. At 90, they win another ring. They go back-to-back. They beat Portland Trailblazers with a Hall of Famer, Claude Drexler. And what I failed to mention is not
that team.
But not to mention,
rings away.
not only did they beat Magic, Bird, Drexler,
Mike.
They
beat Mike 5 years in a row in the playoffs.
And nobody talks about that.
They beat Mike 5 years. If you look at Isaiah Thomas's win-loss against Michael Jordan, he's 36 wins to 29 losses, including playoffs. He's the only player with a winning record against Michael Jordan.
All right, so he gets the credit.
So he has to be 3 to me, and he is a Finals MVP. So that's it.
So how many rings does he have?
2.
Yeah.
He has to be there.
Zach actually has a pretty interesting take on
Chris Paul's
Kyrie
4,
Irving.
Stockton 5.
Yeah.
Make the case for Kyrie Irving over Chris Paul if he gets the ring.
In my opinion, I think Kyrie Irving's top 5 too. And I would not put Chris Paul in my top 5, if I'm going to be honest. Kyrie Irving, man, has a ring. Kyrie Irving has a ring. He has a lot of stats to prove it. He has accolades
And he
already.
hit one of the most clutch shots.
He hit the most clutch
NBA
shot for
history.
LeBron James.
Probably the most clutch shot.
Probably one of the most clutch shots against one of the
Maybe
best super teams in the NBA, which is with the
I
Golden
wouldn't say
State.
the most clutch shot. Jordan's.
All right,
That's
Jordan's
a game
yeah.
7 against a 73 and 9.
That was a game 7.
That was a game 7.
What was the record?
Jordan's
73 and 9.
73 and 9.
73 and 9.
That's probably the most clutch shot.
73 and 19.
And you said that. I mean, it's,
Best team regular season record. Kyrie Irving hit the clutchest shot
In history, yeah.
in history. I'm gonna even say it right now.
and he's
But my
Chris Paul was not there.
Hey, but what I would say to you is
well, but also he
Ring.
also said upstairs that
Ring. Maybe
Kyrie's
going
going
to
to get his second ring this year.
he
too.
will get a second ring. But I will say this
He
to
will.
you. If Chris Paul and Kyrie Irving were to change roles and Kyrie Irving play with
Durant.
New
Phoenix?
Orleans for 8 years and the Clippers for 7 years or whatever the case
Well,
is,
Kyrie did play for the Cavs before LeBron got there.
and they were in the lottery.
They were in the lottery.
Grant, and when he got to Boston, he got hurt, and they made the conference finals without him.
Yeah.
And you come back the next year, and they never seem to get it right. So with Kyrie as your leading focal point, as your undisputed best player, does he elevate your franchise? I don't think he does.
I mean, but he
I
did
think he
show.
does.
He did show with the Nets, bro, when they lost D'Angelo Russell.
They came
Like,
back, and
And when Kyrie came back,
they were the 7th seed. I'm talking about
Well,
can he actually-
Kyrie got hurt.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Kyrie
that's
did
why
get hurt.
I didn't really. I'm not gonna count
Yeah.
that year. But, like,
Elevating your franchise, I know what you're saying, but that's a really easy question to answer for me because if
I can only say
elevating your franchise means
I think he
hitting,
did. For the
winning,
Nets.
winning,
Getting better.
winning a finals,
Yeah.
a championship,
I'm
and
just
hitting
talking-
that shot. That's elevating a franchise.
I'm talking
So,
about no. I'm talking about him as a best player,
him as a best player is
as
tough,
the best player.
but
We all know who the guy was. We all know who put them in the position for Kyrie to even hit the shot. Granted, he did hit the shot, but that doesn't happen without
Chris
Game
Paul,
5 and
Chris
Game
Paul
6.
elevates
LeBron had the 40.
franchises.
Yeah, but who was the best player
What do you
Chris Paul
think?
ever had, though?
Blake Griffin, James Harden. Excuse me, James Harden.
Yeah,
I forgot about you.
I was
James
gonna
Harden.
jump on that.
James
I was
Harden.
gonna be like, wait a minute.
James Harden.
And James
Um,
Harden wasn't.
Plus, and up 3-2, Chris Paul tears his hamstring, and they end up losing the
There you
last
go.
2.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Don't get
that's
injured.
likewise. You could say if James Harden
Don't
pulls
get
his
injured.
hamstrings out, they're not going to win that either.
Don't get in.
No, but I can't say if because that didn't happen. That happened.
I'm not going to say if. I'm going to say yes. If
That
they would have lost either way.
I think they
Four
would have
ways.
lost anyway, but to be up 3-2, nobody actually had Golden State on elimination for that year.
They did.
For those, for that
I'm going to
era.
agree with the Chris Paul above Kyrie, but I do like Kyrie. If he
But
wins
the
this
ring-
year and
the
maybe
ring-
another one,
the
You gotta
ring-
talk
the
like
rings help out a lot.
Like Shaq says to Barkley,
The rings-
you got no rings. Stop talking, ball.
Yeah,
Ball, man.
yeah, but like still, I mean,
Stop
at the same time, I mean, if you're starting a franchise, I can't honestly say anybody would pick Kyrie over Chris Paul
I don't pick Kyrie.
from the ground up. I can't see
The
anybody
Net,
doing this.
like, look what he did with the Nets.
with Kevin Durant and James
No,
Harden.
Durant wasn't even playing.
Yeah, but
No,
with
no.
James Harden.
No. James Harden wasn't there.
Talking about
The first year when Kyrie was there,
They were
Yeah.
7th seed
they were
before
7th
he got
seed
hurt.
before he got hurt. But guess what?
And
What
they were the
happened?
same place last year.
Yeah,
they
but
had the
look,
same record as the year before.
who did he have really? Karis LeVert,
Joe Harris, Karis
no,
LeVert,
no. He
Jared
didn't have
Jared
anybody.
Allen?
He didn't have anybody.
but he
But
didn't have any. He
anybody.
didn't
He
have.
only scored. He
didn't
only
have
scored
anybody,
60
but
his
they were
first.
set- but
His
they
first
were-
ever game. He had 60.
But they were 7th seed, so is that more impressive than Chris Paul going to Oklahoma and getting him to a 4th seed? It's not in the West.
But
I
who-
wouldn't-
Who did Chris
I'm
Paul
all
even
right.
have
So
at
let me
Oklahoma?
explain my.
Shea
I
Gilgeous
need
is a
to-
second year.
I need to
player.
hop in on this
And
really
name
fast.
anybody else on that team.
Wait, hold on. I
That's
gotta
fine.
hop in on this
That is
really
true.
fast because I'm an Oklahoma City fan.
Chris
Chris Paul, I mean, huge for us. But I will say that team together was the perfect mix of vets and young guys. Let me explain really fast. Chris Paul, best player on the team. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander,
Best
rising star,
Shaq
best
Lizzie.
scorer on the team. Lou Dort came in, played great defense, whatever, the first year. They had Gallinari. They had Steven Adams. They had Dennis Schroeder. I mean, that's a really
Bro, they
good
were
team.
stacked, bro.
They were really good.
They were stacked,
They were
bro.
deep.
Yeah,
but
they
I
were
will
stacked.
give
That
Chris
team-
Paul his credit.
yeah,
I mean,
but-
without
That
that,
was
without
stacked.
him.
But here's
Those
the
are
thing.
solid role players.
But here's the
Those are solid
thing.
role
But here's the
players.
thing. But here's the
Solid.
thing. That's in the Western Conference.
Who do you think is better, the West or the East? Which one?
By far, that last year, the West, by far.
Yeah.
Last year it was.
Yeah, we're talking about Chris Paul's Oklahoma year. By
Yeah.
far, it was the West. It was the West for sure.
Yeah, but that team was very
And
good.
It was the
also-
West for
And
sure.
they had Nerlens Noel.
And obviously, nobody thought that much of your team before the season started. You guys were projected to be 13.
They didn't
Yeah.
know Shea was going to pop up.
So yeah, so you honestly don't know that going into the year. And I would like
that
to say,
team was very.
and
good.
I would like to say Chris Paul played a huge role in Shea's maturation.
Oh yeah, I would.
So,
I
I
would say
mean-
so too. I would say Dennis Schroeder did too, though.
I mean, not really.
He
But
did.
I would say Chris Paul played a huge role. Not that Shea became good because of him. That's not what I'm saying at all.
No,
But
I
I'm
know
just
what you're
saying.
saying.
Yeah, he was a huge role in actually saying, hey, like this kid is special.
But also, I'll say this though. With Kyrie though, the Nets were basically a whole different franchise again. They keep on renewing their franchise.
But
The only three guys they really had from the Nets last year was Joe Harris, Jared Allen, and Karis LeVert.
They traded LeVert.
And
too.
they traded them
And
like
Jared
this
that.
year, no,
And
you're
Jared
talking about
Allen.
last year.
No,
right?
I'm talking about the first year Kyrie was in there.
Yeah, everybody
first
was
year.
there from the year before except for D'Lo.
No, he's saying
no,
that they
No, it was only
they keep
Karis
changing
LeVert,
their
Joe Harris.
franchise.
It was all everyone left. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson left.
We're not gonna count.
Yeah.
But he played.
But like, bro, literally that was like one of our best
Dudley.
players. Dudley.
We're not gonna count him.
Bro,
Guys who
everyone
played for
left.
them,
It was only Karis
Their
LeVert.
core was there.
Yeah, their
So,
core.
They
All
only had
right,
two
Jared
guys.
Allen,
Their
Karis
core was
LeVert,
there.
Joe Harris.
Their core was
Oklahoma already had the core.
there. No, they didn't.
Really?
They didn't.
Yeah, Steven
Shea
Adams.
Gilgeous got there the same year Chris Paul did.
What-
Gallinari
what
got
about-
there the same year Chris Paul did.
All right, what about Steven Adams? Dennis
Steven
Schroeder?
Adams and Schroeder were the only two there.
That's already solid
And,
enough.
and
Don't
Nerlens.
listen.
Oh.
Dennis.
I mean, he was a.
Dennis
Yeah,
Schroeder
yeah.
and Steven Adams together.
That's
I'll
still-
actually say that's a better core than Jared Allen, Karis LeVert,
Oh
and Joe
yeah,
Harris.
100%.
Back then, not now, obviously,
Still would be.
because they were still young. They were a young team.
I don't know.
They were veterans,
But
bro.
Chris
Because
Paul
they're
to me
veterans.
is higher.
All right, so really quick, if he wins the ring, you have him at 4.
Yeah.
If he doesn't win the ring, do you have him at 4 still? You have him at like 5 or 6.
If he stays at 4,
He's not 4 to me.
in terms of, I just like how he plays particularly.
Yeah.
So I'm a little biased, so I would say yeah.
I would say if he doesn't
Because
win the ring,
even if he doesn't get the ring, Stockton doesn't have one either. So I mean,
no, yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say really fast, if he doesn't get the ring, I still have the same list. He might slip.
it could go either way to me.
He might slip under Stockton, but I personally like him over Stockton as well. And you
Yeah.
said he would be 7 or 8 on,
See,
8
I
or
like-
9 on your list.
see, I like-
But if he gets the ring, I'll put him
7.
7. I'll still maybe even boost him to 6, but I have him at 7 right
Mhm.
now. I don't think he's better than Kyrie or Stockton. I think Stockton, plus, isn't Stockton, I don't think in years nobody will pass Stockton's assist record.
Probably not because he played 20 years.
Yeah. I don't think Chris Paul can't go
He's
20.
there.
Chris
Chris
Paul's
Paul's
not
there.
going 20 years.
He's
not.
close.
He's 16 right
16.
now.
Well,
he definitely can go.
But his
But the
play
thing
style
is-
is different.
But he's still a playmaker. They're still playmakers, though.
Yeah, but his
He's
play
still
style is
playing.
different. So basically, would you?
They do the pick and rolls. They still do pick and rolls.
Yeah, but
I mean, Chris Paul's
Chris
point
Paul
guard.
doesn't.
pick and
Yeah,
rolls.
but Chris Paul usually looks to score in the pick and roll, which is kind of like
Yeah.
kind of
Stockton,
weird.
don't forget
Like,
Stockton
he'll
did
pass it.
average. Stockton did average quite a few points, though.
Yeah, I think this is
I don't
career.
know. I'm telling you, don't sleep on
Yeah,
Stockton,
about
bro.
almost 14 points.
Because I mean,
I use him
I
2K too, man.
I mean,
we'll
just
move
just
on from that.
just as
Final
I'll just
comment.
ask you this, without knowing who the players are, would you rather have 18, 5, and 9?
That's what he has this year.
That's what Chris Paul has for a
Let
career.
me see John Stockton.
Stockton has like just under 14 and
But
And John Stockton,
5.
who was it? What was it? Who was it? Was Moses Malone or Karl Malone on this team?
Karl Malone.
Karl Malone.
You had literally a tank on his team. You don't need to score all the time. He
No,
needs to
that's
score. He needs to score.
or would you rather have 13, 2, and 10?
Oh, I thought it was.
I mean,
rebounds.
but the thing is, obviously the rebounds is pretty sorry. I'm not gonna lie.
All right,
Karl Malone was literally dogging the whole time.
all right. So
Yeah.
even if we do that,
Karl Malone was just a god back then, bro. If I'm gonna be honest, like he was taking up all the stats. Chris Paul.
and even if all right, I'm gonna just say his 1 year in Houston, he
Try to make
averaged
this the final comment on this subject.
his 1 year in Houston, he averaged 19, with James Harden who averaged 38. So
He did get injured though.
no, we're just talking about stats now.
Oh, stats?
Yeah, he did average 19 in his first year with Houston. 19 and 8 with James Harden, who averaged
Alright,
36.
My
and nine.
final comment on that would be 2 different eras. Point guards back then didn't really have to score as much as now. To
Yeah.
move on though,
Yeah. I'll see that.
talking about another big point guard in the present day, Dame Lillard wanted Jason Kidd as his head coach. I don't know why, but that's who he wanted.
I don't blame him.
He wants some
But Jason
timeouts.
Kidd
He wants some
is
Out of
timeouts.
everybody,
man.
he is a Hall of Fame player. He's
Yeah.
probably the only Hall of Fame
He
player.
wants them drink timeouts, man.
Yeah, he's
And he's probably
I remember that from the Nets game.
one of the smartest players to ever play Jason Kidd. So I'm not really. I understand why.
All right, so but Jason Kidd said he's not going to. Does that comment mean that
I think-
Coach Terry Stotts is gone?
He is gone. They fired him already.
Yeah.
They already fired him?
Yeah.
Am I
he's
stupid?
gone. He's gone.
I
Yes,
think so.
yes, sir, man.
I think
I,
so.
don't, I didn't see that.
No, they did fire him already. He put out a letter and everything saying, "I want to
Bye-bye.
thank everybody for my time with Portland."
Bye bye.
He's done. He's been
No more
gone.
money for you, man.
He's been gone. Dame wouldn't say that if Terry Stotts was still a coach.
No, definitely not.
Dame-
Wow,
Unless he's a
Dame's
G
way
like
too
that.
loyal.
I must have been. Never mind.
Dame-
I must have missed that.
Yeah, you already know
I
what
must
it
have missed
is.
that. I must have missed that.
Something happened last night,
Shout
Joe?
out Danny.
Yeah.
We just chilled to watch the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Wow, I can't believe I missed that. Now I look really stupid.
yeah, but so who does Portland hire? And I'll throw out some names.
I think before you throw out the names, I think me and you both agree on one coach that needs to be hired somewhere.
Mark Jackson.
I don't know if it's Portland
Neither do I.
because he's more of
Developmental.
yeah.
So I mean, but still,
Could it be Chauncey? I don't like that either.
Chauncey
I don't
Billups?
want Chauncey Billups.
Hell no.
I want
I think Stotts
Keep
was
him
the
as
best
a-
coach they could have got.
Where
Out of all
could-
these guys you got a list.
Mike D'Antoni.
Nah, he's not. Nah, he's gonna
I
stay
would-
with the Nets. He's
I
gonna
would
stay
like-
with the Nets as the organization.
Nobody really wants to be an assistant coach. If you have a chance to be a head coach, you're gonna take it.
I mean, well,
Like
when he was the head coach.
I like D'Antoni because every point guard had their best years under him.
Yeah, but what's the cause?
So
he
Dame
left Houston though.
Being a scoring guard, he'd probably be used the same way James Harden. would
Yeah,
be
but
used.
he left
not
Houston.
only elevate his numbers.
I don't know. If
He
his
has
numbers
been
can
to-
get higher. His numbers are
He
already
has,
through the roof.
yeah, he
Like,
has been to the conference finals, but James Harden. I mean, every point guard has had.
Don't you want a
Yes.
coach that has like a winning pedigree like Mike
Yeah.
D'Antoni?
He kind of does have a winning pedigree. He's been to
Yeah.
5 or 6 conference finals. There's not a lot of coaches.
When's the-
with
has
rings.
he
Yeah,
won
but
one?
like-
If you really look at this decade, there's only maybe 3 coaches who have rings.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Steve
you can't really.
Kerr.
Yeah,
base
but
it
I think
off
Terry
rings.
Stotts has been consistently
Good,
winning.
and so has Mike D'Antoni. He's been better than.
I can't say that's.
But he
an
dropped
upgrade.
his job though.
That is a.
He dropped his head coach job just to be an assistant coach.
He did.
Nets.
He was
I
on.
mean, maybe he's
Yeah.
at that age, but I would like.
He just knew that Harden was
Yeah.
gonna do.
I would like to see that. And if we're gonna talk about, you said a guy like Chauncey, I would rather see Sam Cassell.
I feel like Sam Cassell's been floating in that assistant spot, but
He's
I
been
feel
an
like he has
assistant.
for a reason.
He's been an assistant coach for 12 years.
He might know the game.
Everybody.
I think
He's
might
been
know
with
the
Doc. I don't know who he
been
was
with Doc for the last couple
10
years.
maybe yeah.
game. And if you've
But,
been with Doc, you know what's up.
he's got somewhat
Doc
of a.
Rivers.
Yeah, somewhat
Doc
of a.
Rivers.
That's another discussion for another day.
Yeah,
but
that's
I
true.
think he
I don't know, man. Doc can do
But
it.
I mean, he's won a ring under.
Won
I
a
mean, he
ring.
has been there.
He's
so
been
I mean,
there
he's been
many
there.
times too.
He's been through situations. So if we're gonna
See
give
what I'm
it to,
saying here though? Like these organizations are so like
if we're gonna give it to a coach who's paid
easy
his
to
dues,
fire coaches.
Steve
Like
Kerr.
that
We
guy, all
already
he's
know
done
you.
is one for
he
them.
Steve
paid
Kerr.
his dues to me.
Steve
So
Kerr.
I mean, and then obviously,
Steve Kerr, like,
even-
where did he come from? I don't
even
know.
yeah.
Like,
So
yeah.
even in a
Steve Nash.
even in a even to a
I'm
lesser
surprised.
degree, maybe a guy like Kenny Atkinson, your old coach.
Yeah.
I like
To a
Kenny Atkinson. I
lesser
don't know why
degree.
he got fired. I like Kenny
They
Atkinson.
didn't
a lot.
Because they got the coach thing.
Yeah. They
want Kevin
want
Durant and stuff and
They
some
want
not
That was
stuff,
a
Kevin
weird
Durant.
grab.
He
Kyrie
didn't
Irving.
fit the
So I mean,
facilities.
and even yeah. So I mean, and it would be great to actually. I hope it's a guy like Sam Cassell, Mark Jackson, somebody who is acting. Because I mean,
You think it was
Black-
appropriate
'cause I mean-
for Portland to fire their head coach?
yeah,
It's
it's been
time.
too long.
Bro,
He's been there for 10 years.
was
It's
he
been
was he
way too
there
long.
when they had
LaMarcus? He was
LaMarcus
there.
Aldridge?
was
That
there.
that
and all
super,
he did was
that
come
low-key
in, like,
super
he didn't
team,
win
they-
it, but
They
bro.
got to
How
the
far did I play that team even
conference
go?
finals? Well, that specific team.
That was the
LaMarcus
like
Aldridge,
with Marcus.
second round.
LOL.
and then I
Get him
saw
out
he's
of
been to.
But in
Wow.
fairness, Dame got drafted in 2012, so 12-13 they missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
But 13-14 they
I
made
think
it.
Aldridge.
They made
he
it to
came
the
up the
second
other
round.
day and said.
So realistically, Aldridge only had 2 years with Dame,
And
so
he
they
said-
didn't even get
and he
that.
said he
shit.
regrets-
Dame was
Yeah,
still
they
a
didn't
young
get
guy.
that
They
core.
didn't
and he
get
Yeah.
said
that
he
time.
regrets not having a better relationship with Dame. Something was up with them. I don't know why.
No, but yeah. So I mean, in terms of coaching, I mean, I would like to see a black coach actually get put into a playoff positioning team instead of having to rebuild the team.
So who would that guy
So
be?
Mark Jackson or Sam Cassell. I mean,
I think Atkinson would be their best.
Atkinson.
hire.
Atkinson
Atkinson
low-key
probably
could
would be. Atkinson will be very. I think
He's the best
D'An-
candidate.
I think D'Antoni's their best candidate. But
Yeah,
it
he's
was
not
not.
leaving.
I'm not a
though.
big fan of
I
him.
don't think
But
he's
I
gonna
think
leave.
it would be great to see. It would be great to see a black coach actually get put in a playoff position instead of rebuilding.
It would be. I just don't
They
think.
always
I
get-
just don't think it would be good for Portland to have a guy like Chauncey Billups who's never.
No.
been a head coach,
I'm
or
talking about a
Sam
black
Cassell.
coach who's deserved. Not just
It would
any
just
black
be Mark
coach.
Jackson.
It would be Mark Jackson or Sam Cassell. 12 years as an assistant that's very long. That's
Yeah,
a
but here's
very
the
long
thing.
time.
Here's my take. Sam Cassell could be a very good head coach. If I'm Dame in Portland, I want a guy who's been a head coach because we're trying to win now. We're not trying to test out a new head coach and see if it works.
Yeah.
Mark
But,
Jackson
I mean,
would be the guy.
But essentially, I mean, Mark Jackson.
For
If you look
me,
at,
it's Atkinson or Mark Jackson.
but if out of
That's it.
everybody,
Yeah.
D'Antoni has had the most success with the most success. And you would see how point guards play better when he's their coach.
Right.
So,
Why
I mean-
leave if you're gonna keep getting rings being in?
And if you're gonna hire a coach, I mean, D'Antoni to me is probably their best candidate. But
yeah,
I
he
would
is the
love-
best candidate.
I would love to see a black coach get put in an actual good position instead of being put in a trash position. That's just my take. Because I mean, for Steve Nash to get the Nets job with no coaching at all. Even fairness,
easy.
That was KD and
in
Kyrie.
fairness,
That's
Kevin Durant and Kyrie did want him
Yeah.
because or wouldn't have happened.
panning out.
But
still,
I just
mean,
I just feel like anybody who coached that team would have
Would
Oh, yeah,
have.
100%.
okay.
Shit, me too.
So I mean, it would have just
I would have
looked
knew the right players.
like it would have just
I
looked.
there ain't no
like-
play. It's called ISO right side,
ISO right side.
Post up KD.
I would just
All
love,
day.
but I would have just loved to see a black coach put in at least somewhat of a position because Mark Jackson rebuilt the Warriors. No matter what you say, he did that. Steph Curry became Steph under
He
Mark
did it, but
Jackson.
they were never gonna. They
Sam-
felt that they were never gonna take that step.
They
That's
felt-
when
yeah,
they
so-
got Steve Kerr.
Hey, but that's cool. But they were trending in the right direction.
Yeah, I don't know why
So,
he
I
never
mean,
got hired again.
He was trending in the right
Didn't he
direction.
draft Curry? Didn't he?
No, he wasn't there.
Oh, he wasn't there.
He
when
drafted
Curry?
Clay and Draymond. But
Literally, that's your core right there.
but so I mean, 2 out of your 3 guys, he actually saw something in, and
especially Clay.
gave them the playing time. Before Klay Thompson's rookie year of the playoffs, he called them the greatest shooting backcourt of all time. At the time, everybody laughed because they were
I
like,
wouldn't say they laughed. They just
they were like,
pushed
no.
it to the side.
Yeah, they were about. Well, basically, they discredited it
Yeah.
until
Until-
it came to be
Until
true.
the light skin.
So I
brothers,
mean,
the
yeah,
Splash
the Splash
Brothers.
Brothers.
the Splash
Brothers.
Brothers, man.
So I mean,
I'm number 3.
So I mean, I would just have to.
Alright.
Mark Jackson needs to
Maybe.
be somewhere, even as a president. Somewhere he should be in the league because even as a player, he was one of the smartest players to play. So I mean, I think he's 5 in the assist leader all time or 4. He's around there, and I think he should be. I think he should be a coach. Either it has to be either Mark or Mike D'Antoni.
Well, all in all, it's
That's
gonna be
just my
Dame's
opinion.
choice. So we'll see.
It will be Dame. So we'll see.
100%.
We'll see what Dame does. But to me, I think the best possible outcome is Mike D'Antoni. But I would love to see Mark Jackson as coach again.
I think the best possible outcome would have been sticking with Stotts, but
No, because I mean
that's
you're
not
gonna
option
get.
anymore. So.
You need a switch. I mean, if you do the same thing for
They need
10
to
years and
rebuild.
don't get, if you do the same thing for 10 years and don't get better,
No, I understand. Stotts could
nobody
have been
nobody keeps their job.
fired.
for
I
that
just
long.
don't think it's the right time because there's not coaches out in the market.
There
that
are
I,
coaches
that I
out in the
personally
market.
would
There are
really
Honestly,
want to win.
D'Antoni is a significant.
If I'm gonna be
upgrade.
honest, this might be a little off subject, but they should trade CJ McCollum.
I agree.
Get a lot of
Bro, where is that? Bro,
Come on, bro.
where does-
Trade
like,
him.
I agree.
Get a lottery pick
100%.
from.
That's
Get a
all-
lottery.
Nah. They.
You won't
not
get a lottery?
Not a lottery.
Top 10 at
They
least.
need at least another player. They can't.
They need
get
to- yeah.
draft.
I don't know who they could get.
That's another thing.
That's
too.
another
CJ's
story.
value isn't going to be that high right now.
It's. I mean, it's.
They need.
yeah,
they
it's
need
bad.
to trade him, bro. It's time, bro.
All right,
It is
so we
time.
do have a special segment for Zach.
We have a little fun with for you, my
yes,
guy.
it is.
We
This
have
is
a
for
little-
your class, so tell
We have a
Donnie-
little fun
tell
one, bro.
Donnie that you put in the time for this segment.
All right, man. So
We're gonna play a little segment called "Who He Played For." That's TNT shit, but we're gonna play it anyway,
Yeah.
right? I just
Because
wanna
I just
see
want to
TNT.
see Zach's
Yes, sir.
answers. I really
Yes,
want to
sir.
see Zach's answers.
I'm
All
very
right,
out
so
here, man.
first
we're gonna
name.
list. We're gonna list you guys, their
Yeah.
names, and you're gonna tell us who you think they played for right now.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Khalil.
Jonas Valanciunas.
Don Tunis right now. What
Yeah.
team he played for? Memphis Grizzlies.
All right,
Hey,
there you go. 1 for 1. 1 for 1. Go ahead. This
Chris
one you should
Chiozza.
know.
Christian Brooklyn Nets.
All right, we try to get you there.
Jordan Poole.
Golden State Warriors.
Oh.
Hey, 3 for 3.
Light skin man.
Michael Beasley.
Free agent.
Yeah.
He ain't playing. He ain't playing.
Luau Deng.
Timberwolves.
Wrong.
Oh, he's gone. He's not in the league no more.
Oh. Damn.
We were gonna try to get you with this one. I'm gonna try to get him anyway. Campazzo.
Bro, Denver Nuggets. His trash ass.
All right, so you
Oh,
actually did a lot
man.
better than we thought you
Oh,
would.
I trust me. I know my stuff, Don.
I got one bonus one just for you. This one, if you get it, I'll just let you guys finish the podcast and I'll leave. Kenrich Williams.
Kendrick Williams?
Kenrich Williams.
Miami Heat.
Okay, that's wrong too.
I'm thinking about Kendrick Nunn.
Oklahoma City. That's all I needed.
Oh, damn.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, man.
All right, so that's gonna actually wrap up episode 10. I appreciate
Yeah.
everyone listening. I appreciate Zach coming on. Even though he had
Your boy, Mr. Donahue, I got you,
He
man.
will actually be joining us 4 more times, so.
He's gonna have to.
Yes, sir. We're
Let's
getting
go.
this project done today.
Yes,
I would also appreciate if Donahue maybe told a few people.
Yo, Donahue, spread
if
the
you
word.
liked it, if you liked it.
Spread it.
And yeah, that's gonna be it.
Spread it, man. Do the thing for us, man.
All right, but anyway, we're gonna be back tomorrow, talking about a few extra games and maybe some more segments with Zach that we could have a few laughs with. And we're just gonna keep it running. You know, we do Monday through Friday, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Thank you.
Boop, boop.